realize it probably means more to me than it does to him. So we played catch before we went to dinner. And, we took out the gloves. Now we use, I'll call it a hard softball. So it's basically like what the ball they use in their league at his age.
Yep.
So it's by no means like a wiffle ball. It's not a tennis ball. It's closer to a hard ball than it is a softball, but it takes away some of the sting, Lou, if you get hit.
Yeah.
What's up, Nick? What's shaking, Daniel? So anyway, we went out there, and I'll tell you, he doesn't realize it, but I do. I was a little like when we first started playing baseball a couple of years ago. I'm like, Jesus Christ, is this kid going to ever be able to catch the ball? And, we hadn't played in a little bit. He was on vacation with his mother. Then before that, we were on vacation, so we haven't played ball in a little while.
Yep.
And, it took him a throw or two to get acclimated to, like, not being afraid of the ball.
Yep.
We nailed a streak of 10 plus several times, and nice. It was really just great because I know, winter's coming, and, I want him to try to hopefully retain the skill set until next season.
And it really gets magic when you're just playing catch, when you're not worried about teaching them, when you can catch the ball and throw the ball. And
so there was a little while now
playing catch, man.
That's what we were doing.
Yep.
And one of the times the ball went over the wall, which is like the parking lot next to us. And, we did. We just had a lot of fun. Then we went out to dinner, but it was great. So I hope everyone had equally as good of a day yesterday, as I did. But I wanted to make sure we talk cards today because I have a lot of cards to talk about.
Yeah, I saw a lot of posts from the trip up to the Boston area. It looked like it was a very successful trip.
It was. It was by no means, though, a slam dunk. I guess no pun intended, although I did make it to the Hall of Fame, and I had more than 5 minutes. I still try to be expeditious because my time was tight. But shout out to the community in Springfield and, the actual Hall of Fame itself. It's excellent. I don't recommend going there for more than a day. Even as a lover of basketball, I just don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
But the area itself is cute. They did have a casino. I did not make it to the casino, but I was helpful. It was helpful to my efforts in getting the collection and staying on top of things as opposed to wasting hours in the casino because I just didn't have the time.
Yeah, there you go.
But maybe next time.
Yep.
But anyway, before we get into what I was able to secure in Springfield. Because we're going to talk about that just a little bit today, but I'm going to show off some of those cards tomorrow on Trading Card Therapy, which will resume its regular time at 1:30. But I do have a 4-card SGC submission I wanted to start with. And then just out of the blue, we had an appointment yesterday, and I was able to buy another collection, which we're going to show off here in just a minute, Lou.
Okay, great.
So the first group of 4 cards here is a submission that I just got back from SGC. What's up, Mike? Thanks for joining us, Joe. And I wanted to show this off because these are slightly better cards, meaning, they didn't go on bulk. They range in value, I guess, from 1,000 to several thousand.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to go over them here. I posted them on IG and got some good feedback. So I wanted to show them off here on the Loft.
Now that's nice, but the corners are a little rounded, but that was a nice looking card.
Yeah. So you probably can't see it, gang, from the image. Well, now you can, but there's some creasing right here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can see the corners are rounded. I thought the entire time that it was going to get a 1.5. I'm going to do more before and afters in the future. And I think it's appropriately graded. You might think, listen, it does look good for the grade and it's got strong centering and nice color, but I think it's accurately graded as a 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up, I'm going to save him for last. All right, next up is, I don't know if this is the one that's going to be part of a break because we have another 1952 Bowman Mantle at SGC with some cards. I don't know if it's this one or the other one. But regardless, I like talking about this card. First of all, it's a beautiful card of Mickey. But I wanted to try to help others who are trying to submit cards for grading and help them with their expectations, Lou. So This card right here, if you look at first glance, it more looks like a 3. Because even though the corners are rounded, there's no major creasing, right? But if you look at a little bit more closely, the surface, I don't know if you would call that, print flaws or just the way it was struck at the time, but clearly there's a surface issue, from like here to here, right?
Yeah.
So that's the main reason why, along with the cornerware, that it graded what it did. And I think it's accurately graded in SGC too. Once again, do I think it looks decent for the grade? Yes.
Yep.
But I think it's accurately graded. And the reason why, Lou, I'm doing these shorts like on Instagram is I want to help people who want to grade their cards have realistic expectations. Because if I think a card's overgraded, I'll let you know. If I think a card's undergraded, I'll let you know. And we're going to get to one in just a moment that I think might be a tad bit undergraded. This one right here. So it graded in SGC 4. I think it's accurately graded with SGC. You can see it's got some kind of like even keel corner wear all around. It's not perfectly centered, but it's not horrible. No other major issues to speak of. I do not believe PSA would put this into a 4. I think PSA would be more likely to put this into a 3 or 3.5, just because that pronounced corner wear right there. I just think to the naked eye would be a little bit tough. So for full transparency to our community, to make sure everyone's trying to get as much from this little exercise as possible, I sent it to SGC because I thought it would get a 4, whereas PSA I did not think it would. And I don't get a 1939 play ball often of Joe DiMaggio, so I wanted the highest grade possible for it, as opposed to getting, let's say, like a PSA 3.
So I'm guessing you have kind of a book on the grading companies and what they tolerate more than another grading company, for example.
Yes. I do. And what I'm trying to do, Lou, is share that with the community so that they can hopefully do a better job for themselves when they're buying cards ungraded, getting them graded, or for that matter, even if you're buying a grade card and you're looking at this card, obviously something different or something similar, whatever the case may be, but you're trying to assess, hey, it looks good for the grade, or, to me so far, right out of the 3, the one that looks the best for the proverbial grade is this, and it's not even a question.
Yeah.
So, gang, let me know in the chat of the first 3, because the last one is different.
Yep.
Of the first 3, which one do you think looks the best for its grade? That's my vote right there, folks.
So aren't the differences in the grading companies basic? In other words, are some just stricter than others, or is it on a issue by issue basis?
Really great question, Lou. In general, it's more about the actual card, the condition, but I would say some are known to be easier on a particular aspect of a card, like centering.
Yep.
But then some people might say, oh, if I had Gaudi's or 06s in VG condition, I might give them the SGC because I feel like I might get a half grade / full grade average better. But I do think in general, it's more about the aspects of the card that they consider. So Nick votes for the mantle.
Yeah.
Hard to argue. It is a nice 2 because there really isn't any creasing. I just, listen, I'm partial to T206s, and to me, even with that light creasing, this is a card back in the day. When I say back in the day, in the 80s, this could have been in a screw down at some dealer's booth, and they would call this VG. So to me, this is the winner.
Chris says, in my eyes, Lou, depends on the individual grader. If they're having a crap day, God forbid your grade suffer as a result of them not having an ideal work environment. Yeah.
Oh, well, imagine this. And of course, this is meant to be funny, but I've been watching so much comedy. You can see the lining in it, what I'm really, talking about. If I knew who the graders were, aside from maybe slipping them, an extra Christmas gift or something like that, if you catch my drift.
Yep.
I would make sure that these guys were eating healthy all the time. You want someone grading cards that just came out of a 35-minute episode in a bathroom, right? That he went to McDonald's that morning and he not only had an Egg McMuffin, right, but he also had a hash brown. He's like, you know what? Double hash brown today. Like, that guy gets to work by 9:45. Like, I'm telling you, my stomach ain't going to handle that very well. So, like, I don't want that guy grading my cards, is my point.
Yep.
So I wanted to show off the last card here. This, to me, was the nicest card. It's the most valuable in the group. It's the card that I think, I wouldn't say it's misgraded grossly. I think it should be a 3. But, man, even if you see this card in person, there's a tiny bit of wear, some corner wear. I don't know what they see. I haven't sent back a card to SGC in a long time. I'm considering sending it. I don't even think a half grade matters that much in terms of value.
Right.
But I'm considering sending it back because I don't really understand what's the rationale. It's got great color. It's got corner wear commiserate with the grade of 3. I don't see, unless I'm missing it, some sort of wicked, nasty crease that's breaking the paper of any kind. So this is the card I thought could be a 3 and not a 2.5, or should be a 3.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Robert?
Mike asks, what do you think about the restoration of cards to get a better grade, kind of like in the art industry?
I mean, I think that, when you're talking about a Honus Wagner and you could take like a fraction of a card and somehow turn it into a full card, like I think that's cool. Do I think they should take a T206 Honus Wagner that's VG and make it look X? No, I don't think they should do that. So to me, it's about preservation, more about improvement. And if you could take something that looks and make it look great, awesome. But I wouldn't take like this card right here. To me, it looks VG. I wouldn't try to make it look X with restoration. It just is what it is.
Yep.
That's my opinion. I agree. So Daniel, I'm not planning to regrade it. I'm planning to send Christmas cookies early with a little note from yours truly that says, I don't know if you guys had the Pepto that day or had a rough breakfast, but can you do me a favor and just double check this, Garrett, for me? I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Just take another look.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to yesterday. And a gentleman came up. Shout out to him. He is, and this will be part of the blog. And by the way, if you want to hear more stories about what I'm just going to share, read about it, see the video, so on and so forth, check out our blog at blog.justcollect.com. Hey, Sam. So check in with J5. Folks, I think we're going to go live at 3 today for Vintage Breaks. So I'll meet with you, Sam, when I'm done here. Anyway, this gentleman is someone who is a DJ on the weekends on Sirius. He doesn't exactly want to be found out, so he said he's going to give us a shout out. But if he talks baseball cards and he's on Sirius on a channel that's under 25,
yep,
you'll know that he's talking about us. So anyway, he came in. He's been collecting for a long time, and he decided, I think, you know what, he wanted to get an appraisal. I like that, Daniel. You could be my attorney for SGC appeals, like a little court.
There you go. There's a reality show, actually.
Yeah, that's funny. I like it. All right. So this way, this gentleman came in, and we're going to start off with this. Said he was collecting 52s, and there's several hundred.
Oh,
which is really cool. I'm just going to flip them like this because it's really working with limited space.
Yeah.
You're going to see they're low to medium. No high numbers, no major Hall of Famers, minor Hall of Famers like Early Win, like Larry Doby. So it's still a great collection. And we can get a couple 152s at once. I'm a happy fellow.
Yep.
So that was great. With Jake and Ian.
Any Mickeys in there?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
We did get a Mickey. They're going to be in our email today. We were offering a 1952 Topps Mickey mantle for sale. Hey, Sam. Oh, sorry. He's still live. I just realized that. All right. Well, we have
Chris.
He's on Fanatic. He's on Fanatics Live right now, Lou.
Oh, is he? Excellent.
Yeah.
Chris says, regards to the Gaudy Gehrig, is there any faded printing on the back that gave it a 2.5 grade? You flipped the back. So
in this man's opinion, the answer is no.
Yeah. Well, let's do the appeal. I want to see.
I think I'm going to have to do the appeal at this point. Now, to be fair, right, I'm open. Like Daniel Lynch, he knows his cards. Nikki, he knows his cards. If people are out there like, Leighton, you're crazy, then I'm not going to bother them. But I think this card to me is a 3. Hey, John, can you grab me the 52 mantle so I can show it off? Thanks. All right, so next up, this is super cool. This isn't the entire collection, but I'm just showing off pieces of the gentleman's collection from yesterday, the DJ from Sirius XM Radio.
Yes.
So, first of all, how classic is this writing?
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Right? Complete set. This is awesome. It's going to be part of the blog. So, you want to know why there's no checklists? And I said, no, but you have team checklists. He said, no, but the other checklists, which are good, they're rare in 57 Topps baseball. He said, I'd open a pack, they'd have 2 checklists, and he would be mad. He'd throw them out. And I'm like, they're worth money. And he's going like this to me. He's like, Leighton, I have very little hair left. Could you do me a favor? Could you just lay off? So I said, sure, no problem. I won't make any more jokes. Anyway, he was very, you can see, diligent. He's letting me know the key rookies. He's letting me Hall of Famers. And, the way it was organized, realize, I'm doing the best I can to fit it here. It was organized by team. So get this, gang, not the entire set. So he's got a whole 1957 Topps baseball, complete set of 407 cards. He started this set in 57 from PAX himself, locally in New Jersey. And he eventually finished it from like lots years later, from swapping, etc. But it all started with his love of, and he was going like this to me because he was like, Leighton, I would smell the cards. I'm like, why? He's like, I love the smell of gum.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is a true collector grade, collector edition of 1957 Topps baseball, organized by team. To be fair, I just realized the stars are in top loaders, and I don't have them here, but I guess I'm showing you off the bounce. Oh, get out of here. Daniel already got it? How did you get this, Daniel? Yes, it was. He's a DJ on Saturday nights.
You work with a serious guy. You shouldn't be shy.
Oh, dear.
We're serious friendly here.
That's true. Anyway, he was great. I met him and his lovely wife, and we had a lot of fun. It wasn't Stevie Van Zandt, but it was a DJ on his show.
Yeah.
But he told me how he met him a long time ago, and it's like his name is Steven Lenko or something. I mean, the guy had lost. The guy could have talked all day. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked he's a DJ.
I cannot talk serious into giving me a shift on the Tom Petty channel. I've been trying for like 7 years to get a shift.
Lou, I know I'm a big Tom Petty fan. Get me on there also. We'll make it good.
I just want a shift. I don't want to do it regularly. I just want.
How about a one-time shift? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, there'd be a few bands I could do it for. So anyway, so in this book, 57 Topps basketball, McDonald's not a big deal, but 86 Fleer basketball, he has an entire set. Once again, the Jordan's in the other room, I just realized. But these are cards you collected from the packs in 86 at a quarter a pack.
Look at that, huh?
And here's 57 basketball. So how cool is this? I say to him, like, listen, why don't you put Bill Russell, right, upper left or in the center? He said, well, the way I did it was he filled it from left to right. I'm like, yeah, but Bob Cousy?
Yeah.
He said, but look what college Bob Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn went to. And I now know what college. Holy Cross. And he said, well, yours truly graduated from Holy Cross. I mean, he had a story about everything. It was unbelievable. Like the placement of a card in the binder to where he bought the cards, all sorts of really fun stories. He's also a record collector. He had some really interesting records through the years.
I imagine, yeah.
Jim Hector would have enjoyed this deal very much.
I'll bet.
So anyway, 57 Topps basketball set, which I thought was pretty cool. And then let me get to the 86 Fleer.
Wait a second. Was he a Celtics guy, or is that just the way it worked out?
Just the way it worked out.
Okay.
86 Fleer, pack fresh, although they're double backed. So for those that don't know, front and back. Mm-hmm. And then he has a 60 Fleer baseball set. This is cool. He's like, for 61 Fleer baseball, he's like, I don't have the whole set. I'm like, okay, no big deal. He's like, but I have about 41 cards. I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'm just looking through it. And he's like, you want to know why? And I'm like, I guess you want to tell me.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, here's your underhanded pitch. What do you got? He's like, yeah. So I got all the players that didn't appear on the 1960 Fleer set. I'm like, of course you did.
Okay.
He was, it was like very interesting stories about his collection. I appreciated that.
He sounds very type A.
I think you would agree. I think he would agree. I would agree. Yes. So that's what I have out here. And then, okay. So we got a couple minutes here left. So what I want to show off is this is freshly graded by SGC, and we're making it available for sale through our Just Collect email blast and Vintage Breaks email blast today. I wouldn't say it's the nicest, but it is one of the nicer 1952 Topps Mickey Mantles that I've seen, graded 2.5. It's got great eye appeal. Centering is okay, but really strong color. Oh, get out of here, Daniel. Yeah, he's talked to me about cards as well, apparently yesterday. His name was not Rich, but maybe that's his name on screen. I don't want to give his name in case he doesn't. I don't know. But he said he was going to give us a shout. I'm a little bit confused. But anyway, he's a really great
Yeah.
guy, and he's on, I think, Saturday nights. Anyway, what do you think of this Mickey, Lou?
Love it. I mean, a little centering, but it's got great. The Mickey cards it just screams America and baseball. It's just I love.
It really is. You know, like no one knew in 52 who he'd be.
Yeah.
But this card, even just the pose, and it looks like a piece of art.
I mean, that's just the face of baseball, isn't it? Mickey Mantle.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. Every time I see a Mantle card, it's like, it doesn't get any more baseball than that?
Especially 1952 tops.
Yep.
Always appreciate the opportunity to handle one of these. You know, we haven't read this in a long time, so we'll do it right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Switch hitting Mickey is heralded as Joe DiMaggio's successor.
Oh.
He alternated between the Yankees and Kansas City during 51, batting in 50 runs in 1 month, which is insane.
Wow.
For the American Association Club. At 17, Mickey broke in at shortstop for Independence, batting .313 in 89 games. The Yankees brought him up from Joplin after he hit 26 dingers and led the league with a .383 batting average in 1950.
Wow. He had 50 RBIs in a month?
Only because Nick asked, it is 57,500.
Woo, okay.
50 RBIs in a month is absurd.
Yes.
I don't even know how you do that.
You don't get the opportunity for 50 RBIs in a month.
I'm just saying, like, Lou, let's just say you played 20 games, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot. You'd have to average you'd have to have 2 or 3 RBIs every night.
20. Let's go 25 games in a month.
So you could do it 2 RBIs a night.
2 RBIs a night.
By the way, if you have any off nights, then you start to need to have 3 RBIs.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's insane. I don't care what level. That's insane.
I agree.
Yeah, Robert, 50 runs is pretty hard too. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, so that's the beauty that we're going to be showing off in today's email blast. If you're not on our email and you want to join, just message Lou or me on IG or Facebook, and we will make sure that we get you on our daily email list.
Absolutely.
Lou, there is no better way to end a show with a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle.
No, absolutely not.
So, folks, thanks for tuning in today. I sincerely appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed today's show and the cards that we showed off.